It was so
What's up? Oh, I see you smiling. You must have got paid already.
nah, the check in the mail. The check coming though.
That's good.
The check
So,
is coming.
yeah, y'all. This is someone who well, we can't say who you sued, but
Right.
you
I can't
sued a
disclose who I sued because I had to do an NDA, but I was tussling with them for a while.
yeah.
Basically following the blueprint that you guys set up. And if y'all wondering if it works, 100%. I'm on my way to work real quick, but it works. It works. I followed everything step by step. And basically, I started out with just calling them. You know, if something could be done easily, I'm gonna take the easy route to get it done. So I just was calling them, but I had some late payments I was fighting to get off around. It happened around 2020. I only had three late payments, but after I spoke to the third party person, I think it was some Indian dude, and I, like cited, some case laws and stuff like that. I was like, hey, you guys shouldn't be reporting this stuff. And basically, they were like, yeah, we'll look into it. And then the next thing you know, they added more late payments, and I went through quite a process trying to get it removed. Contacted the state's attorney general, um, using, I have a credit company, so I was sending out the Metro 2 letters, and everything was coming back verified. I was like, man, what's going on? So finally, I was like, I'm gonna have to sue them. Um, so basically, I, filed the paperwork with the AAA, and for my first three offers, they basically ignored me. They didn't even comment. It was like crickets. I was like, damn. Like, what's going on? I started high, so let me go down a little bit lower. And they was finally I started getting some, you know, as we got closer and closer to the arbitration date, they started to reach out a little bit more. And then basically they used a scare tactic on me. They were like, listen, if you don't take this little $1,000, no, actually they started with $500. I was like, $500, bro. I've been fighting y'all for like 2 years, and of course that timeline was on me because I didn't go right to arbitration with it. So I was
Hmm.
just thinking I can get it off by other means, and so sometimes because you thinking that you won't get it off, you wait, and I pretty much should have just went ahead and did the arbitration right away. You know what I mean? So go do the arbitration thing. Follow the steps that they outline for you to do. Once you know the information comes back verified and you're correct, and don't be intimidated. Man, they had a team of lawyers. They were calling me all the time, every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, listen, you guys, so they were basically trying to get the upper hand to see what angle I was going to approach them for. So, um, you don't really talk to them. Don't give them any angles about where you're coming from and what you have presented because they're going to try to use that against you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And they're gonna act like they're your friend. They're gonna act
Yes,
like
they
y'all all
will act
cool,
like they're
act
your friend.
like we're in commerce and they're in commerce.
Mhm.
We're all playing chess here. Everybody's like fighting to see who's the best chess player, in all honesty.
That's for
So
sure.
you have to be very particular about how you approach these lawsuits. And I'm glad that you said you disputed it, came back verified, kept disputing it, came back verified, and you was like, okay, I'm ready to file a lawsuit. You filed the
Hmm.
lawsuit, and then they used a scare tactic trying to get the case thrown out, which
Yeah.
happens. It's happened to me. I feel like that's just they have like generic responses. And
Hmm.
once you keep doing it, you will notice like, wow, their responses to the lawsuits, how they respond, all of them pretty much look the same, or they're saying the same thing. They have the same verbiage, just like, that's why we say don't use templates and stuff like that. So
Right.
you literally did everything that you were supposed to do, and you stood your ground, because I remember you said they was calling you saying, hey, at first they didn't want to remove the late payments, right?
Nope.
They wasn't even trying
They were
to remove the
saying
late payments.
they basically they're gonna say that they didn't do anything wrong and they want you to kind of prove your case. But I'm like, I don't have to prove my case to you because that's why I have an arbitrator. So that's the thing that the lawyers want. They want the angle that you're coming from, and basically they kind of want to see how much you know. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't really know what you're talking about, they're gonna try to
Yes.
intimidate you, which is what they try to do to me. And I was like, absolutely not. I know that for each thing that you have wrong on my thing, um, I could get paid for up to $1,000. So I said, you know what? And this is a word that you guys should learn. It's they have a fiduciary obligation to protect whoever hired them. So
Yep.
I was like, they basically, that means that they have to represent the person that hired them to their best interest. So I'm like, you don't work for me, you work for the company. So your interest is to protect them. That's why they have you on a retainer. So I
Hmm.
was like, from now on, don't call me again. Only communicate with me through email. So after that, they sent me an offer for like 1,000. I was like, y'all got jokes. I'm like, I'm not taking that. So they're like, take it, or we're gonna get the case through a dispositive motion. And that's I remember when you talked about the dispositive motion, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to look her up. And basically, I stood my ground because I know I had a good case. I had everything documented. I was screenshotting every single thing. Every time they switched my credit or they did something, finally, they removed a couple of the late payments because they actually added it. They added like 3 late payments that were 180 days late. I'm like, y'all serious? And when they do something like that and make a mistake like that, you go run the bag. You go apply for everything. You go run the bag. I'm giving out some tips, but you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you're gonna have to prove in your case that you got denied for all this credit and they're liable. So they know that. So
Hmm.
I feel that I had a solid case with them. So I was like, nah, this is how much I'm asking for. And finally, I was like, this is how much I want. Meet me here. And then I looked up the valuation of how much the company was worth, which was $17.5 billion. I'm like, y'all got to be kidding me that
Yeah.
you can't give me what I'm asking
Five
for. I'm
hundred.
like, listen,
Five
I was
hundred
like,
dollars.
I was like,
Uh.
and this what y'all trying to give me? I was like, nah, because I trade a little stock on the side. So I'm like, nah, I know y'all worth a lot, and I know what the law says regarding, when you guys mess something up, and who's liable? It can't be me. So they were like, why don't you go after the bureaus? I'm like, because y'all are the ones who furnished the information, and I did already send out the letters, and it came back verified, which means that they did their investigation, and your information is
Hmm.
accurate.
Hmm.
So who's liable? You
You
liable.
are.
So that's
You are.
why I stuck. Yeah, I
The
stuck to my
company.
guns. I was like,
Yes.
stop trying to play me.
Yes.
And now that all this information came back verified, guess who I'm going after next? I'm going after the person that said the information was correct because that means they didn't do a proper investigation.
Literally. That's exactly what that means. That means that they did not pull the account records, the account documents to even look to do a
Oh,
thorough, or it's called reasonable reinvestigation. That's exactly what
right.
they call it in FCRA.
That's
And that's what I
you're
tell
right.
my students. Focus on that company because the company is the one who is supposed to experience effective transunion. Yes, they're supposed to conduct the investigation, but the company is supposed to pull account level documentation
Right.
to thoroughly investigate. If the companies are using eOscar or if they're using a computer generic system, that is not a proper investigation. That's what I
Right.
keep telling my students. That's why I'm like, sue the furnisher, sue the furnisher.
Exactly. And they were denying anything that they're going to deny. And even, I can't say the company, but even the contract, it states that according to them, that they didn't do anything wrong and they're not assuming any wrongdoing. But of course, they settled. As it was 2 days before we went, and the arbitrator threw out the dispositive motion, by the way. So I was like, oh, we finna go get this bag.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the emails were coming consistently. They're like, let's have an agreement,
Yes.
let's get to the bottom of this. Let's close this before, because they didn't want it getting out of their hands and putting into the arbitrator's hand where they don't get to make the decision, because then I could have got my full amount that I
Yes.
was asking for, you
Yes.
know?
it makes you feel so good once the arbitrator throws out their dispositive motion, because that lets you know, that confirms with you, all right, I'm shit, I got motion going on over here. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
That
What I'm
means
saying
that you
is
got
worth it.
something.
Because if
Exactly.
the arbitrator, yes, if the arbitrator is like, no, this case, we're keeping this case, that means that you have a good case. That means that what you're
Exactly.
saying is true. So it's good that you kept standing your ground, because a lot of consumers will be like, oh my gosh, they're trying to throw the whole case out. What do I do? Keep standing your ground. The
Yep.
good thing about arbitration is that they give you a chance to respond to the dispositive motion. So you still have a chance to prove how this case should be won or go into your favor. So
Yeah.
tell the people, what did you end up getting? What did you end up getting from them?
Um, I, I got $3,400 in a cash check, and they deleted the balance on my account, and I got to keep that account open, and I also got them to delete all the late payments.
Now
So in all, it was about 5K and all the everything, every 5K and everything deleted.
that
But I can't mention the
that's
name of the company
yeah,
because I have
it's all
a NDA where I
hush
couldn't
money.
say. Yeah, yeah. So they like shut up and don't tell nobody. But I got 5K and I got everything deleted. So my credit score finna fly sky
It's
high.
about to
You
fly
know what I
up, and
mean?
now you're probably ready for funding, huh?
Oh, come on, yeah, man. I'm ready to go do my business round of funding because I had a little bit of funding, but I could have had real funding if had they not had those late payments
At
on
those
there. You
late
know what
payments,
I'm saying?
yes.
If I didn't
Now
have
you
them,
were
so I got some funding. I did some things. Went to Dubai. Got some mentorships and stuff like that. And I'm still in the process of building, my course like you have your course. But at the end of the day, if people take time to learn this, man, I'm telling you, nobody gonna be able to mess with you, and you will be able to go after people when they put stuff on your credit that's not supposed to be there. And that knowledge you have for life, you can share with your family, your friends,
literally
everybody. It
building your
makes
own business
you.
from the knowledge. Exactly.
The more you know, the
Yes.
more you know. Who would have thought that this money was out there? And like I said, I still have some other cases because now I can go after each bureau because they came back, verified this information, told me everything was correct, and the truth is it was not correct. So now I'm going to do my other cases against each bureau, and see what I get from them. And now I learned a little bit of the tactics and the way that they negotiate. I know how to negotiate a little bit better because I'm coming
Yes.
from a point of factual
Experience.
disputing.
Hmm.
Exactly. I've
Yes.
done it,
And
so when you
now you
do
have
that,
more confidence. It boosts
yeah,
confidence in you to keep going, like
yeah,
literally keep going. And it's amazing that you were able to get your settlement. And not only that, you got to keep the trade line, so you got to keep all the history,
yeah,
all the positive
exactly.
reporting on your credit report. So now your
Exactly.
credit report is going to go up.
And as
So that's
soon as
really good.
yeah, and as soon as my credit score go up, I'm gonna ask for a credit line increase on that account too.
Yes.
Because if I'm gonna have good credit, they're gonna have no reason to deny me for an increase when I have good credit. So you
Yes.
have to know how to play your game. They were like, "Oh, we want to delete the account." I'm like, "No, don't delete the
Keep
account.
the
Leave it
account.
open." That's a
Keep
12
like it's
year history
crazy.
I got. I'm
You
like,
gotta
nah.
you
I
gotta
said just
check.
just wipe out the balance, leave the account, don't delete my account. Cause so when you disputing, don't get so mad with the company that you delete that credit
Yes.
card account.
Keep the
Leave that
relationship.
line open. Exactly. And then
Yes.
every 6 months, in some cases it's 3 months, but every 6 months, ask for that credit line increase. If you got $5,000, try to get it up to 10, 20, 30, $50,000 because the larger your credit line, the better your utilization is going to be. So,
Yep. Exactly.
just, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, as soon as my score go up, boom, I'm going to ask for a credit limit increase. And then my spending will not be affected. You know what I'm saying? If you have a $10,000 line, you can spend $3,000 before you hit you at that 30% threshold. So you got to play the game because they're playing the game. So play the game to win, you know? Get that credit line
100%.
increase. Don't let them and don't back down. Stand your ground on your facts. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know you don't have too much information, you can decide what you want to settle for. But in my case,
Yeah.
I know I had them on at least 6 points. And because my case had been drawn out for a while, I was like, man, I can also get them for punitive damages, which means like stress and, the fact that I've been fighting them and mailing all these letters and I had to do all this stuff. So I could prove that I was directly affected and impacted because of what they did. So because of that, I could have probably asked for a little bit more money. I'm pretty sure that they had a number that they were given by the company, which they will never
Hmm.
disclose to you. But I was like, okay, I definitely know it ain't this. And based on
Yeah.
what I had studied, I was like, I could get this much. But I wasn't trying to be too greedy. So I'm like, let me just take the 5Gs, the deletions, and run with the keeping my line open. And then I'll ask for the increase on the back end once they delete my stuff. Because after that, my utilization is just gonna get better and better. All my credit cards, I'm gonna do that. As soon as my score go up, I will ask for a credit line increase on every line of credit that I have.
Mm.
Even my business lines of credit. So
That's
that's just a back end play.
perfect.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course, and this stuff works. So she's running the play. Y'all better sign up for a class. Y'all better get this information. And if you need some money, it's out there waiting on you. I can tell you right
It's
now.
I'm telling y'all, it's at minimum $1,000 on your credit report. Everybody's credit report.
Exactly.
You just have to properly execute, and you have to be
Hmm.
patient because it took your lawsuit a while. It took my lawsuit a while. Don't think
Hmm.
like it's like a overnight thing. Like this
Yeah.
takes time, but as long as you're willing to learn the information and execute it, you can see results just like he did. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So thank you so much for getting on here. I know you got to go to work, but thank you
Yeah.
for getting on here
Yeah, I
and
just
telling
pulled up
everybody.
here. But guess what? At the end of the day, if you want to move towards educating yourself and you want to move towards, because credit is like a key. It unlocks the doors to you having a business, to you getting cars, to you having homes. And when you learn how to utilize your credit properly, not just to get a check, that's like icing on the cake.
Hmm.
Once you learn how to utilize your credit properly, it opens so many doors for you. I'm telling you, I went to Dubai, flew all over, and you could talk about credit card points and rewards and all that stuff. But this is the starting point for you to start. You know what I'm saying? Change your
Creating
credit, change your
generational
lifestyle.
wealth.
Come on now,
Yes.
exactly. There's a
Because it's
lot
not
that
just
you
about
can do.
you.
You know,
It's not just about you. You really want to pass the information down to your family. That's what I tell everybody because you do not want to be the only person in your family that is working towards this type of freedom. You really want to free
exactly.
everybody.
And
So,
with these information, there's no reason anybody should be running around with bad credit. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to do some plays and you may get some inquiries. So your credit score is going to dip up and down. But when you learn how to utilize your credit properly and how to utilize the banks properly, your whole life will change. You'll never go back to being the same again.
facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
But,
Well, thank you
I
so
just,
much.
yeah, I just want to say thank you. And all y'all watching out there, go ahead and jump in, man. Don't just jump in. Whatever she's offering you, I guarantee you it's worth every penny that you'll put into it. So make the investment in yourself, make the investment in your future and your family's future, and watch when the bag come in, how happy you're gonna be.
Right.
Y'all stay blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, congratulations. Make sure you
Listen,
post your check because we definitely want to see. We want to see.
I'm
So
waiting.
shout out to
I
you.
already got it notarized. I sent the contract back to them, so I'm just waiting for them to mail me that check, boy. So,
Yeah,
ooh, it's gonna
it's
be nice.
up.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be nice.
it's
Even
up. Well,
more,
again,
yeah. I
congrats.
can't wait till my credit score jump up too. I'm finna post
Yeah.
that all over the place.
Yeah, I know. You ready. You
Yeah,
ready. So
because
congratulations to
with
you.
good credit,
And
I know what I could do. I'm gonna get the funding, and I got some plays, some business plays, investments that I want to run. So set
yeah.
yourself up for being able to do big things. And if you follow this girl, it's in the name, Millionaire Bay. That's the kind of life we live in.
Hey,
You know?
I didn't say he did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we wish you nothing but more success, especially for you. And I know you have clients that you're helping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, um, I just wish the best for you and that you're able to, implement the things that you learn for other people so you can help them. So again, shout out
Mhm.
to you and Thanks for executing and, congrats, because that's really a big
Exactly.
one.
Execute. That's the number one word. Don't just go through the course and then have it sitting there. Execute. You
Execute.
know, once you send the letter out, they gonna reply to you, and then go to the AAA site. I'm telling you, it's not gonna take you 10 years to do it. You might be on the computer for 15, 20 minutes. Once that thing says file, and you sit back and you wait for them to reply, and then it's gonna be a
It's
back and
game
forth.
time.
It's game
Yeah.
time. It's on. So you just run the play, and watch how your life gonna change. But I do gotta run to work. Y'all stay blessed
Thank you.
and continue enjoying this young woman's life. And congrats on the baby bump. I
Thank you.
hope you have a healthy young girl. And y'all be easy.
Thank you. You too. You have a good day.
All right, bye.